is ignorance. These are the words from Ralph Waldo Emerson. And I want you to ask yourself this question. What will your life look like if you embodied and became a fearless being? Actually, let's take away the word fear. What will your life look like if you had the courage and the boldness to pursue that which makes you happy? This is a question that I've been asking myself for the past 7 years. My name is Jose Reynoso, and I'm here to remind you what it takes for you to start living the life of your dreams. I remember growing up watching the X Games, ESPN, and watching all these athletes, top athletes, performing crazy stunts. I remember looking at TV and seeing like, who are these guys? Where were they born? And what's their gift? Why some of them are jumping out of airplanes? Why some of them are doing double backflips or just even one backflip out of a massive cliff in the mountain with their skis? What is the secret? And this was something that kept rumbling in my mind always when I saw these videos, because one part of me wanted to believe that I was also able to do those things, but then the rational mind, the upbringing, my education system that I was raised upon, my family, nobody was doing it. So for me, that was completely out of the story. I was born in Mexico, and definitely skiing is not a sport that many Mexican people were doing back in that day. But I watched skiing and I was like, what will happen if I do it? So I started skiing, and one day I decided to, hey, I'm gonna try doing a backflip. I was living in Spain and I started to ski very often, so I increased my skills. I said like, I'm gonna try it. I did it and ouch, it hurt like hell. But I was alive and I almost completed the backflip. And even though I didn't land the backflip, I did land on a very important teaching in my life. Unless I try it, I better not make a story or an assumption that it's impossible. And that has been a guiding element in my life. How many times do we stop ourselves because nobody else is stopping you? How many times do we stop ourselves from pursuing our dream? Maybe your dream girl, your dream partner, your dream business, your dream career, your dream home, just because you've heard other people say that it's impossible, just because you've never had it in the past or nobody in your life, in your circle has ever had that, like true love, maybe you didn't see your parents experience true love, and you feel that it's impossible to achieve that. And that's why I always love going back to extreme sports, because extreme sports are the perfect example of redefining our own limitations. What we see currently on extreme sports 20 years ago will be ludicrous, will be completely out of the map. But there's these very few people that are daring enough to go beyond what the limitations are, and these are self-imposed limitations and limitations imposed by society, and say, hey, we used to jump straight, now I'm gonna do a backflip, and I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna try. At least I know I tried. And slowly, this is how sports have been evolving. But also, this is how technology has been evolving. And there's this thing called exponential growth. And this is the new way technology and things are being developed nowadays. Things don't take the time that they used to take. So if you are in a place that you're like, I'm ready to quantum leap my life. And what does it mean, quantum leaping your life? It means you're here and you see a vision of what will be your ideal life. Does it mean you have to go zigzagging like your parents did, like your ancestors did, like many people have done to get here? No, we live in the quantum age. And it means that if you can think about that place and you can emotionally embrace the emotions, the feelings, and the attitude of yourself in the future, but in the present moment, you are already there. You just have to keep believing and trusting in yourself in the process of getting to that place. And I started this by telling you about fear and how it's all about not knowing enough. Fear comes from not knowing enough about any subject. So on this venture of understanding what fear is, what our limitations is, and what our beliefs are, after doing my first attempt of backflip, obviously I kept doing it until I started to land backflips, and then it became a norm. So my reality completely shifted. And then I decided to pursue another sport that was also completely out of my realm. I didn't know anybody that did this sport. I didn't have any connections, and this sport was skydiving. So I took the same approach, but this time I kind of knew that it would be not the best idea to go to an airplane and jump. Most of all, you can't do it, and that's not how you do it, right? So doing the backflip, I could do it more by myself. But this time I decided to research, and I put skydiving schools. I'm sure if somebody is doing it, there must be a school. And that was the first aha moment I had in that process. Why not learn the way other people learn? So I enrolled in this school, they gave me the information, and I went the following weekend. After 6 hours of theory class and doing some mock jumps and testing with my gear just to know what works and what to do in case of a failure and everything, because you have to explore all possibilities without fear, I went on and did my first solo jump. Wow. They were opening the door, and as I was heading out of the door to hang from the wing, my mind was completely in awe. It was shocked. I was now the one about to jump from an airplane. I've only seen this in movies, action movies, and extreme sports, TV shows, and ESPN and X Games. Now I was the one doing it. And then letting go of the airplane, I could see the airplane going smaller, smaller, smaller. And this time, it was not a movie, it was me. And when I landed, that was probably one of the most radical moments in my life. That's when I fully anchored and honed down and got a new download of a new program. That this program, by the way, shattered many old programs, probably from ages that I got inculcated through ancient times and lives. This program shattered so many things, but it brought a new, fresh breeze. This breeze said, whatever you want to do, Jose, you can do it. You just gotta try. You just gotta do your best, and don't settle with anything that is not to the standards of your dreams. And this was the beginning of that journey I started mentioning at the beginning of the video, where I embarked on a journey of seeing why so many times we stop on our tracks for fear, and why some people stay in that fear state, and some others we choose to overcome the fears to realize it's just an illusion. And it's because people are not willing to learn, to educate themselves about the subject they are so much calling into their life. Everybody wants to be a millionaire, but very few people decide to study how very successful millionaires made themselves. Some people want to be pro athletes, but they're not willing to study other athletes and also put the repetitions into that. Or the same with an artist or with an engineer. So whatever is in your heart wanting to be expressed, whatever is the dream you've always had and you kind of like put apart in the lower drawer, and you're like, yeah, that's just for dreamers. This video is to remind you that if you are bold enough and courageous enough to bring up this dream, to look at it into the eyes and go for it, study about it, listen podcasts, connect with people that are already doing it, you will soon be a living, walking dream. And that is the small percent of people in the world that choose to believe in themselves. Don't wait for your parents to believe in you. Don't wait for your partner, for your kids, for society to believe in you. The only one that has to believe in you is yourself. And if you can give yourself a score number 10 in everything you do every day, then you are on your way to the most magnificent, epic, blissful, life ever. And I can tell you from my own experience, when this new program was encoded in my being that said, Jose, whatever you want to do, you can do, I've been on the most magical journey I could even imagine. Actually, my imagination didn't even got to the point of where I'm living. I've been living around the world, training people and being trained by other great teachers and learning that the only limitations we have are the ones we hold in our mind. So if you decide to hold a limited mindset, a limited idea of yourself, that is as much as you will be able to grow. But if you choose, and it's all a matter of a choice, that's what differentiates people, the choices they make. So if you choose right now to hold an idea of yourself that is limitless, an idea of yourself that you know you have what it takes to achieve whatever you want. It doesn't mean that it's gonna be easy, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna feel pain on the way, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna fall and scratch your elbows. But if you want that with all your heart, with all your being, whatever it is, love, money, adventure, success, or all of them together, if you put your whole heart, mind, and body into that journey, rest assured, you will achieve it. In its given time, when the universe knows that you are ready to hold that which you're calling. Because we know of so many people that always wanted to become a millionaire, and they became a millionaire overnight through the lottery or some sort of raffle or a contest, and they lost the money as fast as they made it because their consciousness was not ready to embrace and to hold $1 million. So really it's not about the money, it's about the consciousness. And if you are calling in a new you first have to let go of the limiting belief, an idea, and image that you hold within yourself. Second, you have to raise your vibration by engaging in activities that create positive heightened emotions, such as love, such as adventure, such as traveling, creativity, art, painting, cooking, outdoors, hiking, you name it, paddleboard, yoga, kung fu, whatever. Just spend more time engaged in activities that make you happy, that make you glow. And inspiration, creativity will be flowing into you when you come into that state of heightened emotions. You elevate your energy, you tap into synchronicity, the law of attraction turns on, the law of vibration is vibrating within because you can't call in that which you are not. And suddenly, you realize that everything you've ever wanted is already coming. But for you to be able to experience all this magic in life, you gotta remember to be bold and to be courageous. Are you ready? Are you the one you've been waiting for? I truly believe you are. Just decide to go for it and never look back. I'm looking forward to hearing how your life has been after you embrace these codes of ethic of boldness and being courageous. Leave any comment below, share your story, connect. I would love to hear from you. Namaste.